Welcome once again to another Pokemon Showdown replay narration. This time I'll be bringing you guys the Ubers tier. This game was from Uber Seasonal Round 1, where I was paired against my very good friend Exiline. Exiline's a really promising up-and-coming player. I have high expectations from him. I can see him doing really well in Ubers. I was really upset when we got paired because it sucks being paired versus a good player in the first round, and that too someone who's your friend. But I think we had a really good series, and I thought it would be a good series to upload. So hope you guys enjoy, and let's get right into the games. First game, we seem to have both brought a balanced team. His team's got Mega Gyarados, which is a pretty big threat to my team because I don't really have a solid check to Mega Gyarados, since in Ubers it runs Taunt with DD, so it hardballs Toxapex, Sableye cannot get its Prankster off. It's just really annoying in general. Oh wait, I might be wrong about the Sableye thing, but I'm not quite sure. But basically, Gyarados is a huge threat to my team, and otherwise it's quite a neutral matchup. Both of our Ho-Ohs put in work respectively. My set is actually offensive. It's a pretty cool set, which is Sacred Fire, Brave Bird, HP Ice, Toxic, Life Orb. It's a cool set I was thinking of using for a really long time, and I decided to slap it on this team. So let's just get right into the game. So I lead with my Sableye, obviously trying to get my Mega Evolution off. I just click Fake Out the first turn as he gets faked out, and I go to my Toxapex here to scout what his Ho-Oh set is, and he reveals that he is Choice Band, which is I think, no wait, sorry, he was Life Orb, my bad, which was quite concerning for me, because if you can see in my team, I really don't have solid checks to Life Orb Ho-Oh because I'm Arceus Ground as well, and so I go to my ground CS. Now my main objective is to get hazards up as soon as possible. I've got spikes, I've got toxic spikes, I've got stealth rock, and that is what I was trying to achieve, because it'll be hard for him to get hazards up because I have Mega Sableye, but I have to try my best to get hazards up. So here I go to my Ho-Oh on the Zygarde because I have HP Ice. Unfortunately this turn I get paralyzed, and I'm not able to use HP Ice, but obviously he's not gonna stay in now. He tried to over predict and click Glare again, which was a misplay on his end, but Exiline is quite an offensive player, and I was expecting plays like that from him in this game. Now he goes to his Groudon on my Ho-Oh, probably trying to get rocks up, and as far as I remember, I clicked Sacred Fire here. No, I clicked Toxic actually, never mind. So yeah, that was a pretty good play on my part. I got momentum up. Obviously, statusing his Rocker is great for me, because then if I can immobilize Groudon, then it's just better not having hazards on my side. So he goes to his Ferocious, which is obviously Defog, and that just gives me another free switch to my Ferrothorn to pressure him again with hazards. So I start getting, I don't know if I spike here, if I lead seed here, I spike here, and now once again I'm in a very bad predicament because he has his Ho-Oh, and I don't have a lot of switch-ins to it, and I go to my own Ho-Oh trying to be aggressive, but I just get caught, and he's in a great position, and I'm just trying to just like survive by an inch, and he reveals Recover, which is another huge problem to me. At this point I was just thinking of what I can do. Like it was a really bad situation. I almost felt like I had to sack a Pokemon to even have a chance to do something to him, but as you can see, I'm just doubling and pivoting around my Pokemon, just trying to weaken him as much as possible so he has to recover. And now obviously this turn he was going to click Recover because I expected him to click Recover because he was at pretty low health, but he makes the aggressive play and just Sacred Fires. Here I click Toxic, predicting his Ferocious, because I knew Exiline's the type of player who's always wants to get hazards off his field. Like whenever he sees hazards up, he's one of those players who just feels like, no, I just need to get them off. So he had like that. I could feel like he was desperate to get in his Arceus as soon as possible and get hazards off. So that's why I used Groudon as an opportunity to pressure his Arceus more. Because if I remove his Arceus, that's basically a win for me, since he has no hazard control. And so I missed Toxic, unfortunately, but I get it off the next turn, and obviously I switch out because I don't want to take any more damage, and that's a free switch in for my Ho-Oh, and I can just easily get some recovery back. Now he goes into his Zygarde here, and I go into my Toxapex, trying to get my T-Spikes up as well so I can pressure him even more, but obviously he got the pivot advantage, and I was forced to switch out. So now that I know the Groudon is Lava Plume, I'm obviously going to go to my Arceus Ground, since it lives any hit for sure, unless barring crit. So this is a good time for Exiline to get his rocks up, since I have to recover, and luckily for me though, his Groudon's even more weakened now. But once again, this was a pretty big misplay from my end. For some reason, I clicked Judgment Win. I think Recover was definitely the best play there. And now that just gives him a free pivot into Ho, and it just allows him to pressure me even more. Also, you guys are probably gonna find this out, but I'm pretty like bad at pronouncing Ho-Oh for some reason. It's just like it just doesn't come out right for me. I like saying Ho-Ho more, so I'm just gonna continue saying Ho-Ho now. So don't tell me in the comments that I'm doing something wrong. All right. He Sacred Fires here, gets the burn off. I'm just in a really bad situation here. At this point, I honestly thought that Ho-Ho was just gonna sweep my entire team, and it just like concerned me a lot. Now this is the main turn in the game. As you can see, after burn damage, my Arceus ground will be at 6%, and Arceus ground was pretty important in this game, but like I had to sack something because Ho-Oh was gonna get a kill no matter what I do. And for Exiline here, if I was Exiline, I would definitely just switch out here because he can come in several times in the game. Everything on my team baits Ho-Oh, but like I would just like switch out because right now I have two options. I can either recover, and he can recover as well, or he can just attack me with Sacred Fire and kill me, and then switch out. But as you can see here, Exiline makes a misplay. I would say I wouldn't call it a misplay. I did get lucky. I'm not going to deny that I got lucky and I got this crit because this was huge for me. This was a really important turn in the game, but I got a crit, even though I would definitely stand by my word and say that he should have switched out and he should have come in later and pressured me again, because that was definitely feasible. He's recover. There's nothing on my team that can actually even annoy the whole in even a little sense except the Pidon. So I think this was a misplay on his end. But luckily for me, I removed the Ho-Oh, which was the biggest threat to my team. And now the main threat to my team is Gyarados. So I bring in Ferrothorn, trying to get in hazards up, but unfortunately that didn't work out. Here I'm just gonna Scald, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna Scald, predicting him to stay in or DD or something like that, trying to fish for a burn. Obviously now I have to go to my Sableye, predicting him to Rocks. But as you guys can see, my Sableye is special defensive, so I take a huge chunk from that. Here once again, I was just being really passive because I didn't want to make a play that would cost me the game. So I click Fake Out, predicting him to stay in, but obviously switches out. So now Exiline finally decides to Mega Evolve and he clicks DD. Obviously I have Haze on my Toxic Pex, but like I said earlier in the game, Taunt is standard on Uber's Gyarados. So I'm just trying to fish for a burn, and as soon as I get a burn, honestly, like his Gyarados is immobilized. But once again, not once again, my bad. I mean, I said once again because the last time Exiline and I played, I got really unlucky versus him. But honestly, this luck wasn't my favor this game. But yeah, he got a defense drop and basically killed my Toxapex. But now, as you guys are gonna see, I go into my Ferrothorn because once again, somehow, some way, as seen in my last NU game, I had the perfect set to beat Gyarados. I have Power Whip on my Ferrothorn, and Exiline did not expect that. He stays in, he clicks Taunt, and I miss, which was quite unfortunate, but I mean, that's what can you do? But as you guys are gonna see, he goes into his Ferrothorn, and now the Sableye is looking more than obvious from my end, and I make a really aggressive play here. Because if my Sableye is at 34%, Exiline's obviously gonna predict me to go to my Sableye so I can get a recovery off. So I make an aggressive play and I predict him to go back into Gyarados. Because if you guys can see, like, one DD off and basically Gyarados sweeps my entire team. I just need to get a chip off on Ferrothorn. But I'm gonna predict him to go back into Gyarados here, and I click Power Whip, and as you guys are going to see, he goes into Gyarados and I get to turn right. So this was great for me because now Gyarados basically attacks me and he dies, because he dies to Iron Barb. So I can start getting my hazards up and he cannot start getting his up, which is great for me because now Pidon and Gyarados are both in range of hazards. So it's looking all in all pretty decent for me. It's definitely winnable from here. I just have to keep my composure up. Now I can just go to my Pidon, trying to get in my Stealth Rock again and pressure his Arceus and kill him off. I click P-Blades here, and he goes into Zygarde, getting himself into 100% mode, which was quite obviously quite annoying to me, even though my Ho-Oh can basically 2-hit KO it with HPIs. But once again, Zygarde definitely does allow me to bring in my Ferrothorn and get some more spikes up. But as you guys are gonna see, he reveals that he's Glare and he's Detail, which basically implies that he doesn't have Ground Stab, which means that my Pidon is basically free every single time to come in on Zygarde. And like as you guys are gonna see right now, Exiline is basically under huge pressure to defog his hazards off, and I can just keep roaring and attacking, and there's nothing he can do because he's got no ground resist either. So this is looking like a really good situation for me right now. I just keep roaring off, and now his Gyarados dies to rocks. Of course, he has to go to Arceus Fairy, trying to defog, but he's he's forced to defog. There's no way he can do anything else, so he just defogs and sacrifices his Arceus. Now he goes back into his Pidon in one last attempt to get rocks up, and as you guys are gonna see, I make another huge misplay, this is just really bad play from my end. It just wasn't me thinking. It was an impulsive play. I was quite disappointed when I made this play because I for some reason, again, I thought that the Toxic was just gonna kill him and I can just sack Sableye, but as you guys saw, it was a big mistake. And P-Blades was definitely the play Exiline was gonna make. There was no doubt in my mind. For me, I was sacking my Sableye, but I didn't realize what a big misplay that was. So now you guys are gonna see that he definitely gets his rocks up. Except that I'm faster. It turns out that we both speed tied our Pidons because I was basic speed, and that's why I switched out my Pidon in the first place. So this was like my last dying attempt to win the game, because if he got rocks up, then I lost for sure because my Ho-Oh has no recovery and it just dies to rocks. So luckily I was faster. I won the speed tie. I got pretty lucky this game, I'm not gonna lie. I think this was definitely in my favor this game. I got revenge from last season. But now basically the game is pretty much over. I'm just gonna fast forward these turns because it's just me finishing the game off with Ho-Oh and getting 2 kills with HP Ice and Sacred Fire. So that was game 1. Let's move on to game 2. Alright, game 2, we both have really interesting teams. Usually, if anyone knows me and the way I play Ubers, they know that I don't use these sort of teams at all. I have really strict building design, I would say, team building design, but my interest in SM Ubers has declined over the past few months, so I've just been using teams made by my friends. The first team was made by me, but this team was made by my good friend Hack. He was nice enough to lend it to me, and I thought it was a really cool team on paper, so I decided to use it. Exiline got a really interesting team. I'm not a big fan of Giratina O in this meta at all, but he's got double ghost with some sort of a bulky offensive backbone, which is kind of weird. I just didn't like this team at all. I felt like it was like an okay matchup because Sableye was really annoying to me. Apart from which, some of my sets are really cool. My Pidon set's really cool, which you guys are gonna see, and my Arceus is also very cool, which you guys are gonna see. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty neutral matchup. But let's get right into it. Also, in the beginning, I thought Exiline was gonna be Waterseus because I think that's what makes most sense on his team. But you guys are gonna see that's like completely opposite of what I thought. Anyway, I lead with my Groudon because that's always the best lead against Sableye matchups. I clicked Precipice Blades here because obviously I don't think I need to explain that. Here he clicks Toxic, which was a really odd play in my opinion. I don't think I would have let my Sableye get chipped there, but as I said, I had a very interesting set on my Pidon. I reveal Overheat on his Giratina switch, and I get off a nice 51% damage. And if you guys can see, like, he basically has nothing for Overheat except his own Groudon, which is not really a switch to Pidon anyway. So obviously I'm going to switch out here because I don't want to die. I just switch out to my Ferrothorn. He clicks Dragon Tail, which I was again surprised. I didn't expect him to be a physically offensive, attacking set because that's really poor in this meta, in my opinion. I go into my Zygarde. He goes into his Xerneas. Here I'm gonna go to my Tapu Lele because as you guys are gonna see, I'm actually Choice Scarf and I have Aromatherapy on my Tapu Lele, so Pidon getting Toxic was actually not even a problem to me. But here I'm just going to proceed to Psychic because I just wanted to get some damage off on the Zerd. He goes to Celesteela and gets the special defense drop. It doesn't matter at all. I go into my Ferrothorn and he makes a really nice double here going into a Sableye, basically ensuring his recovery. So I go into my Tapu Lele. Now I have a free chance to Aromatherapy because Sableye is not going to stay in. So I get off my Aromatherapy. And Exiline, this is a good chance for Exiline to get his rocks up. So I go into my Salamence. And I found out once I checked my set that I actually didn't have defog on this team, which was kind of sad because I thought I had defog on Salamence. Usually bulky Salamences run defog in current SM meta, but unfortunately not for me. Now this turn was quite interesting because this was a really offensive play in my, and I should have explained this more. He basically clicked rocks and he Toxic me. Here, I would say Celesteela was pretty obvious because Groudon did its job. It got rocks up and it toxic the Salamence. So I thought Celestia was quite obvious here because now he can just hardwall me and just sit there for a while. So I make an aggressive play and I go out to my own P-Don because, like I said earlier, every time I click overheat, something basically has to die. So he goes to Celesteela. I get a free turn to click rocks actually because he was not going to go to Sableye there. Sableye pretty much dies to overheat. So I was able to kill his Giratina off, which was great. And now he reveals Arceus Ground. So I was kind of confused why he had Arceus Ground to begin with, because then, like, if you look at his team, if I bring a Ho-Oh versus this, it's like I just click any move and he just loses. Like, he's got nothing for Ho-Oh, which is very surprising to me. But anyway, I thought it would be support Arceus maybe, because it was just like really weird. But as you guys are going to see, he's actually SD Arceus, which is a pretty good set right now. But I was expecting him to actually be substitute with Gravity or something like that, because I would say like that's really niche set right now. It's like catches a lot of stall teams off guard. But luckily in my favor, he just had a regular SD and I could glare here. And here I won a 50-50 where he clicks ZEQ, predicts me to stay in, and I switch out to my Salamence, which was again great for me. And you guys see I'm Body Slam, Facade, Toxic, Roostman, so I just get off a nice chip on the Arceus Ground. And I also dodge a Stone Edge, which is again great for me. But he just goes into a Celesteela now, and I just get off some more chip damage. Now I'm here, I'm free to switch out, so I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna, no, in fact, I'm just gonna sack my Salamence, my bad. I proceed to sack my Salamence, he heavy slams, predicting me to stay in. And now I go to Groudon again and get my free kill. So he's definitely going to preserve his Celesteela because that's very good in this matchup still for him, because it can wall Tapu Lele and whatnot. So he goes into his Groudon, makes an aggressive play, predicting the overheat, and I get off a nice 40% off. I'm obviously going to switch out because there's no way in hell I'm risking my P-Don when it can definitely get a few more kills, and when I have a Zygarde at full health. So I just go to my P-Don. He can go to a Xerneas now. Xerneas was quite interesting in this position because if he was Focus Blast or HP Fire, I basically lost, so I wasn't quite sure. But yeah, me getting Glare off on it was definitely kind of nice. But yeah, Geomancy with Focus or HP Fire, man, I just got swept. But that's what it's basically, it's just such a capricious tier. Like, honestly, just Xerneas is really annoying, I would say, to most balanced teams. So I at this point I would just like, if he has HP Fire or Focus Blast, I lose, it's fine. But I'm just gonna Glare and I'm gonna try to see what I can do. So I was basically ready to sack my Zygarde here, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get some chip damage off so I can ensure that I can actually revenge it in some way. As you guys are gonna see here, reveals Aromatherapy, which was quite really relieving to me because Aromatherapy usually has Thunder on it. And now he reveals another wild set. Exiline has all the tricks up his sleeve, and I just Glare again because I was, like I said, I was trying to sack this, but he reveals Close Combat, predicting me to go to my Ferrothorn. And he Aromatherapies again. I'm still not gonna risk any of my Pokemon in the back because there was just no point. But I just go to my Tapu Lele here because it's still in a pretty, still got pretty decent matchup. Apart from Celesteela, nothing wants to come in. I HP Fire here, making an aggressive play, but he just went and sacked his P-Don. He goes into his Groundsius here, and now you guys are gonna see that he revealed SD and that he got his Aromatherapy off. Groundsius is a gigantic threat to my team. Like, it clicks SD and I die, and I haven't revealed my Arceus yet, but you guys are gonna see that it's just another, basically a sack fodder for Groundsius. So I have to go to Ferrothorn here because that's the only Pokemon that can actually take a +2 as the EQ. So I just go to Ferrothorn here, and obviously he's gonna is in the driver's seat right now, so he's gonna make the aggressive play. I have to click lead seat, and he goes into a Sableye, just hardwalling me forever. And I just protect here because I was still curious if he was gonna make an aggressive double or something, so I just stayed in. But now I'm finally gonna reveal my Arceus. It is in fact Arceus Poison. Shout out Tack once again. Unfortunately, Arceus Poison is bait to his Arceus Ground, but my only hope was poisoning Arceus Ground and then moving forward from there. And as you guys can see, wow, lucky Rohan again, I got the poison. So it's still looking okay for me. I definitely have not won this game, but it's looking okay because now the Arceus is under pressure. But Exiline is going to continue to make Sableye doubles and pivots, and I for some reason I had this intuition that he was gonna make an aggressive double, which he did not, and I just kept playing around it. And he reveals that he's toxic over Will-O-Wisp, so I definitely can just pivot into my Ferocious, and now I'm gonna recover with my Ferocious as he goes back into his Groundsius. Here obviously I'm not going to stay in and risk taking 60-70% from EQ, so I'm just going to go to my Ferrothorn. He clicks EQ, gets off a nice 40% on me. He's forced to recover here because he does not want to stay in, but he does not recover. I'm sorry, that was my bad. I thought he would recover, but he didn't. So I'm at 67% and his RCS is at 40% after rocks and poison damage. But now I'm gonna reveal my Calm Mind. Did I Calm Mind it? No, wait. This was, yeah, I did Calm Mind here. I revealed Calm Mind on my RCS. My set is actually Calm Mind, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, Recover with Z Poisoning. No, in fact, this team has no Z move. Sorry to interrupt. This team has no Z move. It's the Poison Plate basically. But some of my teams with Poison CS have the Z Poison move. But it's honestly just a personal preference kind of thing. You could also ask like why not just run Judgment, but then Sludge Bomb having a chance to poison is pretty impactful, I would say. I think this team was supposed to have the Z move, but I forgot to add it at the last second, but it's not a big deal. He goes into his RCS here, clicks Recover on my Flamethrower. He knew well in advance that he was going to live any hit. And I would say I sort of misplayed here. Because for some reason, I was under this impression that he was going to EQ and basically kill my Ferrothorn, and then that basically meant that I lost. But obviously, he was going to click Recover. Even on these turns, like he's at 68 right now, for some reason, I kept thinking he's going to EQ, and I'm in range of like an EQ, so I thought I'm just going to chip him off, and then I'm going to go into Tapu Lele and do like 50 from Psychic. But one more thing, if you guys have noticed carefully, that I was winning all the speed ties. That's because it wasn't a speed tie. Exiline mis-EV'd his RCS and he was running 192 Jolly. So I was max speed Timid and he was 192 Jolly. So luckily I was winning every single T-tie, which is actually quite beneficial to me once again. So I just keep staying in and clicking Flamethrower because I was not trying to make the aggressive play. And here I think he clicks Recover one last time, and then I think he EQs here as far as I remember, or he SDs, I don't even remember. He SDs. Now this turn was quite important because I knew for a fact that he was 100% going to click Recover, because if I Flamethrower and he attacks me, then he just loses to Tapu Lele, so obviously he's going to recover here. So I decided, okay, this is my last shot at winning. I have to Calm Mind, because if I Calm Mind, I'll do around 35-40 to him with Flamethrower. And then at that range plus poison damage, Tapu Lele kills him with Psychic. So I do make the Calm Mind play here. He does, in fact, recover. And I'm going to Flamethrower here. I'm going to do 35%. He has to kill me. And he is at basically 39, which is a mid-roll from Moonblast on Tapu Lele. But as you guys are going to see, I go into my Tapu Lele. He has to switch out because that's his win, because RC Ground is win condition, and I click Moonblast because I knew he had to switch out. There was no point of him staying in. If he sacked his Ground CS, I go to Groudon and I click Overheat twice and I just win. So he has to go to a Sableye or a Celesteela. Celesteela basically was in Twit KO range from any move because I think it was at 40. It's not showing up for some reason, but it was at 40. He goes to Sableye, sacks Sableye. He has to go to Celesteela now. And obviously Ferrothorn is quite free for me here. And basically that just meant that this was game for me. He's not going to go to his ground CS because he's too far too scared for that. So I'm just going to get some more recovery back. I'm just going to lead seed his ground CS when it comes in. And then Toxic plus Poison plus Elite Seed damage plus Gyro Ball damage basically ensures that I win this game. So it was a good series all in all. I definitely got lucky in the first game, but I think second game I didn't get that. It was basically an even matchup and an even game. I think I played well enough to come back to win this game. Exiline's teams were kind of odd, but it is what it is. I hope he does well and I hope he makes it out of losers bracket. But if you guys want to see any more videos like these or any more tiers or anything else, just leave a comment below. I'll definitely try to do what I can. Hope you guys enjoy. Peace.